Hello everybody, my name's Basilisk, and this is Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep with our good boy Terra on level 1, critical difficulty, all of that fun jazz. Now, the reason we're here is because the final story boss with Terra is pretty dumb in a lot of ways, both in a speedrun sense and a casual sense, so I wanted to try to just make a video kind of encompassing everything going on there. So this is the build that you're going in with in the context of a speed run. You can see we have a bunch of surges. The magnet is there because it gives us more in second chance. Flame Salvo is our shot lock. You can see we have a neural block, which is very, very important. The rest doesn't really matter. Your slide will be at level 4 if you're doing a casual playthrough. The speed run, it's at level 3. And our abilities, we don't have a lot. If you're playing casually, getting some HP boost is very helpful. Attack haste, you want as many as possible. This is pretty bad RNG for a speedrun, so we don't have many of them. Magic haste is good if you're doing a casual playthrough and just want to get cures faster and survive. And of course this is on level 1, so you have EXP 0. Second chance once more are absolutely vital. You need to get them, period, the end. If you don't have them, then even casually, it's not going to work out very well for you. And this save doesn't have Leaf Bracer. You should get Leaf Bracer if you're doing this casually, and frankly, if you're doing speedruns and you're new to it, you should still get Leaf Bracer. So this is the setup that I'm going in with. If you're doing this casually, I highly, highly, highly recommend taking out a couple of these surges with cures. And this magnet's only here for once more, so if you're doing this casually and you have once more unlocked, don't go in with a magnet. The magnet does nothing. So replace that with a surge or a cure, whatever's most comfortable for you. And that's the general setup of what we're going to go in with. And let's see the fight. Welcome back. So we are at Terranort. I skipped the first couple bosses in this rush. If you have issues with those bosses, then you can find, like, in the link below, a tutorial of the full run, and you'll see those two bosses in there. Neither of them are too difficult. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to show you every single move that Terranort has, and your best option to try to deal with it. Because the thing about this fight is, even in the context of a speedrun, this is a long endurance fight. Okay, in a speedrun context, the fastest you're finishing this is about 2.5 minutes. If you're doing this casually, it can easily go upwards of 5. So I'm going to show you generally what are the moves, how do you react to it, what can you do to try to counter him, how do you deal damage. And if you're doing this casually, then with whatever level ups you can get, so with additional cures and additional abilities and that sort of thing, you should be able to bull your way through without too many issues. If you're trying to learn this in a speedrun context, be aware it's going to take time, and it's going to be rough. Even if you know what you're doing, he can just kill you. So that just kind of is what it is. So, going into it, Phase 1 is not bad at all. You're going to notice what I do for most of this fight is I try to walk up to Terranort and get close to him. The reason I do that is to just try to provoke him into doing an attack. If you go up close to him, he's much more likely to start one of his moves or run away like that. When he dodges like this, he has iframes, he's invincible, just don't bother. Just leave him alone. I will try to dodge this by just walking, because I want to be certain distances from him at certain times for the sake of provoking attacks, because like I said, I like to be close to him to provoke certain types of attacks if I can. But if you're not comfortable with that, just dodge away. Just don't mess with him when he's dodging like this. So first thing you can do in Phase 1 is the Dark Volley like this. Dark Volley in Phase 1, it's just a straight line. It just goes right at you as fast as it can. So just block it. That's it. Block it right back at him. It'll do some good damage, and he'll go on to his next thing. And he's going to do this a couple times from the looks of it. That's the RNG. depending on the RNG, what he likes to do is Ars Arcanum. That's the main move that I want in terms of trying to go fast, because while he's doing Ars, with these bunch of fancy combos, you can time Thunder Surges at specific instances. I timed this one pretty soon after he started his animation. I made sure he started the attack first, I waited a second, and then I did it. That's going to give me just enough time for the Thunder Surge to iframe me through this attack, so I will not take damage, but it'll deal damage to him. Then I can dodge out, I can wait for the rest of this attack animation, and I can go again. And, okay, we're already into Phase 2. The only other two attacks he can do in Phase 1 are he can just try to swing his Keyblade at you, which isn't a very big deal, or he can do a ground earthquake thing where he raises the Keyblade up, rocks pile up around you. All you want to do in that instance is just dodge. We'll likely see that later. In Phase 2, he can start doing this combo, which is Ars Sulum. It's similar to Ars Arcanum in that it's a bunch of Keyblade swings, but he's going to end it with a hand. The extended hand at the end, you cannot block. You can block the rest of this combo, you cannot block this hand. So what you want to do is use your Surge in order to hit him while he's doing the hand combination. Then he's going to go underground. You can immediately dodge that, and then Surge afterwards to get some damage. One thing to note is when he goes underground after the hands, that hit cannot kill you. I don't know why. I think it's a glitch of some kind. It just cannot kill you. I have no explanations. So, moving right along, he's going to do some dodges. There's the earthquake move I was discussing. Literally just dodge. The main way I approach him and I try to react is, again, I get near him to try to provoke certain attacks, and that gives you enough time to react to it. Because I saw he was raising his hand up, I immediately knew, okay, dodge away, dodge away, dodge away. It's like, and I can do the same thing with the Ars Sulum or the Ars Arcanum, as I can see, okay, he's starting that combo. Because that time I was just in no position to punish him, I just let him do his thing. And you can see another timing of when you can do Ars, if you're uncomfortable doing it earlier, if you have a little bit of time. And also, thing to note about Ars Arcanum is just like that, he likes to end it with an Earthquake a lot of the time. Because of that, 90% of the time, after I surge through an Ars, I am running away. Because I do not want to be near him when he does that. And that's just how it typically goes. So this is the other version of Dark Volley. The thing about Dark Volley in Phase 2 and beyond is these things curve. Because of that, you saw me try to block and I got hit. That's a thing that can happen. These can curve around your blocks. So there's a couple ways you can deal with it. The main way is you just want to block whenever you can. Because I did... It's like, if I could have blocked it immediately, I could have gotten 2 surges off. I could not, which is going to put me in a bad spot, which is fine. I can just play it safe here up here. It's like, but the Dark Volley can put you in a very bad spot, because like I said, it likes to curve around things, likes to not get blocked. It's in the whole ordeal. The first way you can deal with it is just by blocking it as soon as you can, and just dealing with it. He's going back into Ars Sulum, so we will punish. And this is the part everyone gets scared of. He's also going to Dark Volley again, so... Terranort can cure. How does this work? So, once you get into the start of Phase 3, Terranort almost always cures. Unless you do damage, like, really, really quickly to him, which you can typically only do on easier difficulties, he's going to cure at the start of Phase 3. One cure is basically guaranteed. 99% of the time, he cures 3 times. Each cure is about half a health bar. 99% of the time, it's 3. That's what he's going to do. He's going to do 3, then stop. He will only do more than that if you take a really, really long time to take him out. But generally, 3 is what you expect. And as he Dark Volleys, this is the other thing you can do. I said one thing you can do is you can just block it and immediately surge after. Another thing you can do, I'm not going to be able to do it here, so I just did the other thing. Okay, he got me in a bad spot. The other thing that you can do as I dodge away is if you can tank the Dark Volley and wait for the second wave, you can then block the second wave at him for a lot of damage. Hopefully I'll get another shot. You see, you just tank all that, and then you can block afterward. You want to be closer to him than I was there, ideally, because then if you're close enough to him, most of those blocks will hit, and then it goes for very good damage. I don't tend to do this strat very often, because it's scary. Depending on when the shot lock actually hits you, second chance and once more can just be avoided by him, and it can be a not very fun situation. So we're going to react, Ars Solum. As you can probably figure out, Ars Solum and Ars Arcanum is 90% of what we want him to do, and we can pretty easily just get in a groove. And when he goes in the circle and says enough, it is desperation move time. So what he does is he calls a bunch of meteors, comets, whatever, out of the ground. What you're going to do is run. The important thing here, do not stand still. I repeat, do not stand still. If you stand still, a meteor will come out from beneath you and hit you. Guaranteed. So what you want to do is run for a corner. Any of these crevices. Then, you want to try to get a soft lock. If the shot lock doesn't work, you block. So, to reiterate, don't stand still. At least not until all those meteors are up out of the ground, which you can usually get a decent grasp on. Try to get soft lock. Try to shot lock him. If it doesn't work, get ready to block. And if you're not comfortable trying to shot lock, just pick a corner and block. That works just as well. The shot lock doesn't do much damage. So then he will go back into his thing. This is the other way to punish Dark Volley, is the quick block and the immediate 2 shot locks. If he Dark Volleys, you dodge away because you're being cautious, and he Dark Volleys again, he can catch you. Just make sure you turn around before you block it. If you lock on, it should turn you around. If you're facing the wrong way, the block will not save you. So he's doing that again. I'm going to get my surges off. I'm going to get hit here. That's fine. Just back off. He's doing his thing. Back off, play it safe. See what he does. There are a couple moves we have not seen yet. This is his DM again. So that's just what the shot lock looks like, if you can get it. He teleports a little bit. So you can see here another move he does. When he says sink into darkness, pulls out his ultima cannon, that's a shot lock. It's like, we're in a good spot here, actually. Because when this happens, literally what you want to do is shot lock. The nice thing about shot lock in this game is it gives you iframes, meaning you cannot take damage. So, whenever he does this, you want to shot lock somewhere between 6 and 11. To just try to not take damage. So, we're in a pretty good spot because we're in the middle of shot lock. After he does that shot lock, that particular shot lock, he will always teleport and then attack. How many teleports does he do? It's random. It's 3 to 4. So you can get an idea. Once I see the third, I start dodging away. But sometimes you'll dodge it, sometimes you won't. He shouldn't one-hit you, so just get away. Get ready to punish. One thing you'll notice for me is if I'm not at 1 HP, I'm not curing. Because you have second chance and once more, so you'll be able to survive any one hit he does. Okay, because he did that move, I can punish with that, and this is the fight done. There was exactly one move we didn't see there. I will go back and see if I can find that move for you. But that's a general idea. It's a big old endurance fight. And it really is, you are just reacting to what he does. 90% of the fight is getting down the timings on the punishes. If you can get the surge timings down, you will be A-okay. That is the most important thing. Because then you're going to be dealing damage to him, the fight's going to move along at a decent pace one way or the other, and at that point you just have to worry about not dying to any of his hits. That is by far the most important thing. And if you're just playing this casually and you're not super... like, you're struggling a bit with the timing, just do the timing near the end of the hit so that you can get the one hit in and then run away. And it'll be a longer fight, but you'll get the general right idea of it. But this is crit level 1. If you're a higher level, if you're in any bit of an easier difficulty, the timing can be usually not quite as bad. But we grow our cape, we get our big old accomplishment for this, and that's a general idea. I'll come back trying to get the last move that he did not use. But if you have any questions about the fight, please let me know. It's a very tough fight. There's no shame struggling with it, trust me. It took me 3 hours the first time I tried to learn the speedrun strat to beat this guy. There's nothing particularly easy about it. But hopefully this helps you out, whatever you're trying to do. And best of luck to you. Okay, just pointing out real quick, if you get this shot lock, again, just a shot lock of your own. He'll slide a couple times, be ready to punish it. You'll probably get hit once, not the end of the world. And just to show you, if you're too afraid to go for shot locks, pick a corner, stay in there, get ready to block. Most of the time you won't get hit. Be aware there's lingering hitboxes right here. If I move, I will get hit. So just try to avoid the lingering hitboxes by holding still. You'll be A-okay. Okay, and the last attack, the Meteor. As he raises his hand up and gets ready to smash a big one down, this thing is just going to pummel right on you. There are two ways you can dodge this. Like, one is to try to run as far away as possible, and sometimes it works. Usually the arena's small enough, though, that it can hit you no matter where you are. You would just have to get lucky with the dodge, or lucky with a surge for the iframes. Here's the easy way to do it. Wait for it to come down. Right before it hits the ground, just do one shot lock. Just one, and you'll iframe right through it. You can do it with a couple more if that would be more comfortable for you. But that is it. Best of luck, guys.